Hey everyone. So it's been a while since I posted a video here on YouTube, probably about a month, maybe a little more than a month. But as with anything, life just happens. I went on vacation, spent some time with the family, and then as soon as I got back from vacation, I had more work to do with my clients. My gym implemented new workout programs that got me more busier with even newer clients, and some of my old clients that were gone came back from their vacations or from COVID in general. Anyways, today is the long-awaited, long-term, in-depth review of this Mifa Wildbox by Mifa. And to cut to the chase, do I recommend this speaker? Yes, I do. As long as you're okay with a little bit higher price tag compared to some of the other speakers in its category. Like, for example, the W King right here. This is the X10, I believe. But does it have, if you're a bass head, does it have bass? Yes. Does it sound good? It sounds really good. It's very detailed, probably the most detailed out of all my Bluetooth speakers that I have at this moment in time. And it's my favorite speaker, along with the big tri-bit Stormbox Blast right here, but for a different reason. So I love the Mifa Wildbox for its details, but I love the tri-bit Stormbox Blast for its bass and its volume, loudness. Although this does get really loud. So with that out of the way, we're going to talk about why I recommend the speaker, why I like it. We're going to go over the specs and features, the build quality, connectivity, Bluetooth, latency. We're going to go over the battery life and charging, and then wrap it up. I've already done a lot of sound demos for this speaker. I've even compared it with a few other speakers that are in its category as far as the small, or not smaller, but mid-range size 60 watt, between 60 to 80 watt speakers, and did some sound comparisons and demos of this speaker against those other speakers. So if you guys are interested in how this sounds in the sound demos, I'll put some links in the description below. So let's get this review underway. If you guys have missed my other video where I go into the history of Mifa, the company that makes the Mifa Wildbox, it is in my channel, but I'll put a link also in the description down below, so we don't need to go over that as far as that goes. So for specs and features, first off, this Mifa Wildbox retails for around $129.99 on Amazon, and also I believe on its website. But on its website, if you guys haven't seen the previous videos I did, usually Mifa's website, when you look at their speakers to shop, it'll actually send you to Amazon. And so like I said, on Amazon right now it's $129.99. Although at the time that I got it, it was on a lightning deal for $46 off. So I got it for, with tax and shipping, well, Amazon Prime is free shipping anyways. I got it with taxes for a grand total of $90.50. As I've been saying in past videos, if you guys see something you like and you're an Amazon member and you don't have the money to pay for it right away, put it on your wish list, and who knows, sometimes they do go on these lightning deals like what I got the Mifa Wildbox for. Now $129.99, let's say $130 is pretty pricey. I'm still fine with that, considering the W King right here is $115 and my other W King, the D9-1, is $90, and they're all 60 watt speakers. But what makes this worth the $129 or the $130 is that out of all the speakers that I have in this category, it quite possibly has the most features. And let's talk about that. So the Mifa Wildbox, first of all, is a 60 watt multi-driver speaker. It's got 6 drivers. It's got 2 bass or mid-range drivers here, I believe, that you can't really see. And they are 2 by 20 watts. And then on out here, it has 2 by 10 watt silk dome tweeters. And then you have your 2 bass ports on the sides where the LED light is right here. And speaking of these LED lights, there's 6 modes, 6 lighting modes with the LEDs, which compared to my W King, 2 W King speakers I have, they have no LEDs. It's got the latest Bluetooth 5.3. I believe at the time of making this video, Bluetooth 5.3 is still the latest in Bluetooth technology, and that allows you for one, better and easier pairing, a stronger connection, and less latency and a longer range also. It has a IP67 dust and waterproof rating, while most of the outdoor speakers only will have a IPX rating for waterproofing, but not for dust resistance. It's got a 10,000 milliamp hour battery, good enough for 24 hours, and it's a very long battery life. This has one of the longest batteries, like I said, out of all my Bluetooth speakers. Most likely because of the Bluetooth 5.3 and the DSP that it has in here. And you have the different modes. You have a bass up mode and a regular mode. And these lights right here, the function lights, light up, which is also good for seeing these things in the dark. And being that it is a IP67 dust proof and waterproof speaker, and it's an outdoor speaker, it can take extreme ambient temperatures from minus 20 degrees Celsius, I believe, to plus 40 degrees Celsius. And last but not least, it has a party add feature, just like Soundcore's PartyCast feature, where you can pair up to 100 of these Mifa Wildboxes at the same time. Also, it has the proper ports here in the back. It's got quite a few number of ports. So you got a USB-C port for charging. You got a USB-A port to plug in like a flash drive to add your own music, and it's got a micro SD card slot and your 3.5 millimeter output to connect it to like your MP3 player, your phone, or older device that doesn't have Bluetooth, like, I don't know, a turntable. So it has a lot of features compared to some of its competitors. So I do believe the 129, or let's say 130, is pretty reasonable. Right now on Amazon, I believe you can get it for like $15 discount at the time of making this video. So the Mifa Wildbox has a net weight of 1.55 kilograms, which is about like 3.4 pounds. And it's got a physical dimensions of 11.53 inches by 6.5 by 4.79, which is width, height, and depth. And it supports most streaming formats like MP3, WMA, WAV, FLAC, and APE with micro SD card. If you guys have missed my unboxing, the speaker out of the box came with just a quick start guide and a Type-C charging cable, and that was pretty much it. So that is it for specs and features. Let's go over the build quality. So all in all, the build quality of this speaker is really good. Although it's made out of plastic, I mean, what do you expect for an outdoor rugged Bluetooth speaker, right? It's going to be made out of metal. It'll rust if you throw it in water. And remember, this is IP67 waterproof. It's got a dust proof rating of 6 and the waterproof rating is 7. And the 7 rating means it can take a submersion in water up to, I believe, 3.5 feet for over 30 minutes. But you guys will see it up there. And it's fairly, compared to my other speakers, it's fairly light compared to, like, say, this W King. The W King weighs a lot heavier. Although the one thing I don't like with this is that I wish it would have had this fabric material right here. It would have made it a lot nicer. And maybe some LEDs in the front, like on my Dazzling Boom. This has none of that, no LEDs or anything, but I love this like ballistic type canvas material. So yeah, it's a very rugged speaker, and as you can see, I've had it for like how many months now? Well over three, almost probably 6 months, and it still looks as good as from the day I took it out of the box. And it doesn't, because of this plastic is non-glossy, it doesn't really attract too much fingerprints, if at all, unless your hands are sweaty or greasy. You got the Mifa logo right here on the handle, where it's also rubberized a little bit so you can get better grip. And the one thing I mentioned in the unboxing is I wish it would have had, like, on the X10 from W King, these things right here, like these D-rings, so you could probably attach like a shoulder harness for it to make it hands-free carrying, so you don't have to really hold on to this. You know, you don't need to use the handle. You can just strap it on. You put some straps on and then strap it on, or put it on your shoulders and carry it that way when you're going outdoors. And being that this is IP67 waterproof rating, you can feel safe using it, like for me, in the backyard near the pool or even in a shower, right? So I love the build quality on this. It's very good, very durable. I don't know what this polycarbonate plastic material is, but it seems to be pretty tough. I've bumped it up against things a few times while I was carrying it, like against the walls. And I actually dropped it on our tile floor a few times and nothing ever came from it, from like maybe 1 or 2 feet away. Here on the bottom, it's got these rubber feet to keep it from moving around when you lay it on a hard surface, and also probably to minimize vibrations from said surface that you put it on. And see, the good thing if it would have had a strap too is that you could have probably used those shoulder straps or whatever to hang it to something if you don't want to lay it on like a flat surface or on any surface, right? So that would have came in handy. But yeah, all around, it's a really good build quality. It's got the ports here in the back, as I've mentioned, and the sealed, or this gasket covering it, is very nice and firm and secure in place, and it's easy to take out. Even with very short fingernails, I can easily like open it up and then seal it back to prevent water from coming in. And yeah, so build quality is really nice on the Mifa Wildbox. Very good. Let's talk about connectivity. Again, the Mifa Wildbox is Bluetooth 5.3, and with Bluetooth 5.3 you get better connectivity as far as connecting it to multiple devices. It does support multi-device pairing. That means you can pair it with 2 different devices at the same time. So you can switch between one device to the next and play different music from said devices. Like I can hook it up to my, let's say, Samsung Galaxy Tab S7 and my Samsung phone. And speaking of connectivity, I have been able to connect it with a bunch of different devices. I've been able to connect it to my Samsung Smart TV, my Sony Smart TV, my Hibi R6 III digital audio player, my Lenovo Yoga Tab 13 right here, the Galaxy Tab, my LumiPad, my LG V60 phone, and my Alienware M15 R7 laptop. So it has very good connectivity, and it gets recognized and it pairs very easily. So no problems with connectivity. As far as the Bluetooth range goes, the range is very good. I can bring this with me to another room and leave the source, like say my smartphone, in my bedroom, and then take it out to another part of the house in between walls, like say the living room. And my bedroom is the farthest room away from our living room, and it still has no problems with dropouts or like interference. It has a range with Bluetooth 5.3. It's on the spec sheet about 197 feet, and I did not personally get to test that out, but I believe it is up to there, 197 feet. So connectivity is not an issue, and latency is not an issue. I have used this as a soundbar for my Samsung Smart TV and also with my smartphones, and very little latency, if any. So whatever is being said on the video side, like with voices, spoken voices, and with actual singing, it is pretty much in sync with the sound coming out of the speakers. So no problems with latency. So all in all, the Bluetooth connectivity and latency are really, really good, if not great. Battery life. Battery life is very good. Probably one of the longest battery lives that I have with any of my speakers. This and the Tri-Bit is another good reason why they're my favorites. They have the longest battery life. And now battery life is going to depend on how you listen to it, right? So if you're using any of the 6 lighting modes and you're playing it at like 90% or louder volume, it probably ain't going to last you as long as like if you were to listen to it at 50% volume with the lighting mode off. So with the lighting mode off is how I mostly use it, because it's in my bedroom and I use it to listen to podcasts and audible books, and it can go for almost 4 days at 50% volume with the lights off, with the lighting effects off, and not having to need to get recharged until that 4th day. So it's a little bit longer than the tri-bit as far as that goes. The tri-bit with 50% or so volume with the lights off, it'll go for like 3.5 days without needing to get charged. So it's a very long battery life as far as that goes. Now, I'm pretty sure, and most of the times that I do listen to this, I'll never listen to it fully at the maximum settings because it does get pretty loud, and you guys can check that out in the sound demos that are in the links down the bottom. But the battery life is excellent. The only thing that is not that excellent is when it comes to charging time. It takes me around from, let's say 20-30%, around 3 hours, almost 3 hours to fully charge it to 100%. On Mifa's website, it says it takes about 4 hours charging time, and that's probably correct from like an empty battery, but I never let the battery get fully drained and empty, so it takes me around like 3 hours because I still have like at least 20% left before I start charging it up again. So it's got excellent battery life. So that is that for the battery life. Okay, last but definitely not least is the sound quality, and I've already mentioned this, and like I said in the beginning, this is the most detailed speaker out of all my outdoor Bluetooth speakers. Actually, out of all my wireless Bluetooth speakers, this is the most detailed. And if you pair it up with another one, you could probably use it as monitoring speakers like my PreSonus speakers that I have. It's got very good bass, and the strength of the bass on this is not as far as like mid bass, but in the sub bass. It's got very good low end in the sub bass, like very good sub bass, probably a little bit better than a tri-bit, but the tri-bit overall has more bass. And you can upgrade this. That's the one weakness of this, is it doesn't have an app to change the sound other than this mode button right here, but it does come with certain firmwares that you can download off of Mifa's website, and they give you instructions on how to update the firmware via USB-C to your laptop or computer. But I did try that and updated it to the, I think it was a 2.1 or 2.5 firmware update, but I didn't like the updated firmware because it reduced some of the bass. It made it more clear, but it was already a pretty clear speaker, so I downgraded it back to its default firmware that it came with, which I believe was 1.7 or 1.8, not quite sure, and I like the sound signature on that better. So it's up to you on what you prefer. Do you want more clarity, way more clarity, and like a neutral sound stage, or do you want a more warmer and with detail sound stage? I prefer a warmer sound with details and good sub bass, and that's what this has. The treble is very good. It doesn't get sibilant, and if I didn't mention it, even at its loudest volumes, this speaker does not get distorted, provided your sound source is also very good. Like, I mostly listen to Tidal with this speaker, and also with Audible podcasts and things like that, so an Audible audiobook, so nothing gets distorted on this. No matter what I listen to it with, it doesn't get distorted. So this is a very good sounding speaker, and that's why it's my favorite. This and the tri-bit are my favorite. If I want to hear more details, this is the speaker I go to with good bass. This is the one I go to with good sub bass and detail. This is the speaker I go to. If I want more warmth and more punchier sounding, boomy sound, and listening to more dance tracks or hip-hop music, I'll probably go with the tri-bit. But the tri-bit is a much bigger speaker, and it's a much more expensive speaker also, like $60 more expensive. I believe the tri-bit is like $199, $200 speaker, and this is a $130 speaker. So sound all in all is really good, really great, and for its class, it's probably the best out there on these what you call 60 to 80 watt outdoor party Bluetooth speakers. So that is it for sound quality. Okay, let's sum up. I've already said I recommended this. You guys know why I recommend it now. It has a lot of features. Bluetooth 5.3. It's a 6-driver speaker. It gets loud. It's got good details, good sub bass. It pairs very easily. It's got a very strong connection, no latency, and it's a good speaker to use whether it's in your bedroom, it's outdoors by the pool. You don't have to worry about it if it falls into the pool because it's IP67 rated. You can use it in the shower if you wanted to, and it just sounds great. it's all in all, it is worth that $129.99 price, right? And if you guys are interested in this speaker, at the time of making this video, you can get a $15 off coupon, so it brings the price even lower. So if you guys do decide you like the speaker or are interested in it, please use the links in my description, as it does help out my channel and my charity, the Wounded Warrior Project. And hopefully this review answers most of your questions and helps you out. And it's been a while since I made another video. Thank you guys all for dropping by and watching. If you made it to the end of the video, I greatly appreciate it, and I just greatly appreciate you guys in general, all around. So that is that. If you guys haven't already, follow me on Instagram at The Workout Geek for all my latest happenings and great workout tips. And I know I haven't posted on Instagram in a while, but I will start getting to that more. Like I said, I've been so busy. If you guys haven't already, please like and subscribe. That also helps out this channel, so this video can get seen by more people that need the info on these type of devices. And with that, till next time, everybody take care, stay safe, stay healthy, have a wonderful day, and we'll see you soon for another video.
Don't be scared.